You're watching Mazlimaz, a show where four of differently the same person discuss different movies, TV shows and video games. Today, we're going to discuss one of the biggest movies of all time. Spiderman No Way Home. There's a fucking fly around my mouth.
Biggest movie of all time? Says who? You.
Let's see. Maybe because it crossed over 1 billion at the box office?
I don't care if it did or didn't make money. The character Spider-Man is simply a very special part of my life, whether I like it or not. Maybe it sounds pathetic, maybe it sounds sad and funny, but whatever you watch when you're a child, whatever you fall in love with as a kid, it kind of stays with you forever. Even if the reality is that it's a guy dressed in spandex, swinging around New York shooting webs out of his arms, the character Spider-Man is a very special part of my life, simply because it was put in my brain when I was a child. I saw the first Spider-Man movie when I was a child, and I was amazed. At that present time, it was my whole world. When you're a kid, you hardly know anything about life, and you just keep taking in what you see. And Spider-Man by Sam Raimi actually wasn't a bad movie. It was a great superhero movie. So I grew up watching Spider-Man, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and I watched them all as a little 7-year-old. And I'm confident those movies were the trigger, the seed, that made me fall in love with movies and acting. So yeah, I don't care how much it made at the box office, Mazzarino. Bro, I didn't understand anything you said. You mentioned acting, but we all know that I'm the best actor in the room.
And there goes the ego speaking. I just want to make something clear for the audience. This channel is not a review channel. We just simply discuss the movie or TV show or video game. We don't break it up into chapters about the acting, the cinematography, the story, the writing. We just simply go with the flow.
I believe this movie was made for kids. That's why I didn't enjoy it.
Here we go.
Yes. There are many childish and cringy jokes in the movie that take you out of the experience every now and then. But you have to remember that this is Hollywood we're talking about. And Hollywood always wants to find a way to make more money. And let's not forget, this is a Spider-Man movie in partnership with Disney. So why make a movie only made for adults when you can make a movie for everyone? You've got all the returning characters for us 90s kids. You've got the character Spider-Man for the mainstream audience. And you also have all the silly little cringy jokes for the kids, for the children. I believe John Watts didn't even want to put those stupid jokes in the movie. I believe he was forced by the studio to satisfy all audiences. When are movies gonna stop doing this? Why can't all directors be like Quentin Tarantino? He just says, I don't give a fuck what studios want, what people want. I'm gonna make a movie however the fuck I want to make it. Can we talk a bit about Willem Dafoe now? How brilliant was he though?
He's the one that changed the tone of the movie for me. After the scene where he changes back into the Goblin, the second half of the movie, that's when it became my favourite superhero movie of all time.
Come on, that's a little over the top, Mazli.
Not because of its story, or because of its writing or cinematography or anything like that, but because I saw something I would never, ever imagine seeing on screen. My favourite childhood superhero, along with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, which I was obsessed with when I was young, along with all the villains I grew up seeing. This was a love letter to all Spider-Man fans. I've never felt that kind of nostalgia while watching a movie. And I don't think I ever will.
I don't understand you guys, truly, I don't.
Well, of course you don't. You didn't watch all these movies growing up like we did. You didn't feel what we felt while watching this movie. No matter how much you believe this movie wasn't a big deal, it was for millions of people whether you like it or not.
I enjoyed the movie as well, but not as much as you guys. Jeez. The acting was great. The acting was phenomenal. Tom Holland is a very talented young actor. Nah, that was wrong. Alright, let me do it again. The acting was great. Tom Holland is a very young, talented young actor. I said young twice. Shit. Tom Holland is a very, very young, talented young actor. Very good. What? No. The acting was great. Tom Holland is a very, very talented young actor. I've seen this movie twice now. And every time I watch it, I still can't believe my eyes. I can't believe it's real. This is why studios need to start listening to the fans. Fan service plays a huge role in movies nowadays. And simply giving us what we want makes them more money. The conversations all three Spider-Men were having together was so much better than just seeing them fight villains together. My favourite scene in the movie wasn't when all Spider-Men were fighting together and swinging together. It's when they're on the rooftop, trying to make Tom Holland's Peter feel like he's not alone, telling him they have been through a similar path, and making him realise May didn't die for nothing. Toby telling Tom that specific line alone probably turned Tom Holland's Peter into the Spider-Man he becomes. I believe this movie ended perfectly. The MCU executed the end of Tom Holland's character arc brilliantly. And many people say that May didn't have to die, but her death was the wake-up call Tom Holland's Peter Parker needed to truly become the Spider-Man we all know. He's now living alone in his apartment, waiting for criminals on his radio. No one really knows who he is. He knows exactly who he is now. And I love the fact that he didn't tell MJ who he was. Yeah, hopefully in the next one we get to see Spider-Man, not Spider-Boy.
That's it for the Spider-Man No Way Home discussion. We all hope you liked it. Leave a like because it does help with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.